Welcome to the Hearthstone Beginner's Guide, a series of videos teaching you everything you need to know about starting and getting good at Hearthstone. I'm Chow Pao, and this video will give you a core understanding of everything you need to know about starting Hearthstone. Hearthstone is a free-to-play online card game where your goal is to get your opponent's health to 0. You do this by first choosing one of 10 classes, then creating a 30-card deck to smack your opponent in the face until they explode. Each class has their own cards and hero powers, so you can have lots of options to customize your own decks. The end goal of any Hearthstone player is to hit the legend rank, but you're going to have to go through a lot of ranks before you hit the top. The ranks are split into two sections, the apprentice ranks and the ladder ranks. The apprentice ranks are the first ranks everyone needs to go through. They consist of 40 ranks with 3 stars for each rank. You get a star for every win, and after you get 3 stars, you move up a rank. If you win multiple games in a row, you'll get a win streak bonus, meaning you'll get more than 1 star per win. You start at Apprentice 40 and you keep climbing the ranks until you reach Apprentice 1. In Apprentice, you don't lose any stars when you lose a game. You only gain stars when you win. After passing Apprentice 1, you'll move on to Bronze 10. This marks the shift from the Apprentice ranks to the normal ranks. You'll also gain access to a bunch of new play modes, which we will cover later in the video. In the normal ranks, you'll lose a star every time you lose, and you gain 1 star every time you win. But when you lose in Bronze 10, you won't go back to Apprentice. Instead, you'll hit the promotional floor, meaning that you cannot go below the rank you are at. Now that you've hit Bronze, you will never go back to the Apprentice ranks. In the main ranks, there are 5 tiers of ranks and then the legend tier. To get a higher rank, you're going to have to win a game when you have 3 stars on the rank 1 tier below it. At the beginning of each month, there will be a rank reset, meaning that every month a new season starts and you'll be sent back to Bronze 10. Depending on your highest rank from the last season, you'll get in-game rewards and bonus stars upon winning your games in the new season. Here's the thing though. Not every card in Hearthstone can be used in the rank mode of Hearthstone. After completing the apprentice rank, you'll gain access to the wild, classic, and casual game modes of Hearthstone. In classic mode, only the first cards to ever exist in Hearthstone can be used. In the wild mode, you can use every single card in Hearthstone except for the classic cards. And casual mode allows you to play with any card to ever exist, except there are no ranks anymore. But the mode you'll probably play the most is the ranked standard mode. Standard is the game mode where you can only use cards that were released in the last 2 years. Each year, Hearthstone will release 3 expansions where they will add around 130 new cards to the game. These years have their own title and will change every year around March or April. This year is the year of the Hydra, and the latest expansion that was released was the Voyage to the Sunken City expansion. Last year was the year of the Griffin, where the Forged and the Barrens, United and Stormwind, and the Fractured and Alteric Valley expansions were released. So cards released in this year, the year of the Hydra, and last year, the year of the Griffin, are the only cards viable in standard right now. The year before the year of the Griffin was the year of the Phoenix. Cards released in this year cannot be used in the standard format, but they can be used in the wild and casual modes. Unfortunately for us though, they don't give us the cards for free. You have to craft these cards with arcane dust. But how do you get arcane dust? From opening packs and disenchanting the cards from these packs. A pack costs 100 gold, and when you open a pack, you get 5 cards. If you don't like these cards, you can disenchant the card for a dust refund. For example, if you disenchant a common level card, shown by the gray gem in the middle, you get a whopping 5 dust. On the flip side, it costs 40 dust to craft a common card. The most rare cards are legendary cards, shown by the little orange gem in the middle. These cost 1600 dust to craft. Not a great deal, right? Luckily for us, Hearthstone has a battle pass that will help you get new cards easier. You can complete daily and weekly quests to gain XP for the battle pass. And once you have enough EXP, you can move up a tier and gain a reward. Also, you gain EXP from just playing the game. This EXP will contribute to your class EXP, which will help you gain cards and feel cool. Some of these quests you get will tell you to play another game mode of Hearthstone besides the regular play mode. I have more in-depth guides on all of these other modes, but here's a quick overview. You gain access to pretty much every game mode right away, except for Tavern Brawl, where you will need to wait until one of your classes reach level 20 before you gain access to it. Battlegrounds is Hearthstone's auto battler game mode. I highly recommend you trying it out. It's a lot more free-to-play friendly than the regular Hearthstone game mode. Arena is a game mode where you will be given the choice of 3 cards. You choose one and you put that into your deck. The cycle repeats until you make a 30 card deck. Then you can use that deck to battle against other people's random decks. Duels is where Hearthstone becomes wild. You first pick a class with a new hero power, and then you create a 16 card deck to battle other people. After each duel, you'll add a few more cards to your deck and make it more powerful. In both Arena and Duels, you want to hit 12 wins before you lose 3 times, and you'll get a reward for how many wins you get at the end of your run. Mercenaries is independent from other Hearthstone game modes. You make a warband, and then you go through turn-based combat to battle your opponent. Tavern Brawl changes every week, where one week you might have a 30 card deck consisting of 1 card, and another week you're playing chess. I'm not lying, they made chess in Hearthstone. Once per week, when you win a Tavern Brawl, you'll get a free pack. Open these packs to get cards because trust me, there's a lot of cards and it gets confusing. So let's simplify these cards and how they work in Hearthstone. There are 4 types of cards in Hearthstone. Minions are the most basic card type, but they are also the most important cards to the game. They consist of an attack stat on the bottom left and a health stat on the bottom right. You can play a minion or any card for the amount of mana on the top left of the card. The more mana a card costs, the bigger of an effect it will have. Here, Argent Squire costs 1 mana, so you can spend 1 mana to play it. But since it costs 1 mana, it does the equivalent of tickling your opponent in terms of power. You can see the amount of mana you have on the bottom right of your screen. This mana will increase by 1 each turn with a maximum of 10 mana total. Once you play a minion, it will have Summoning Sickness, meaning that it cannot attack until your next turn. When you attack something on your opponent's side of the board, the minion's attack will be dealt to that target. But the target's attack will also be dealt to the minion. This means when a minion attacks another minion, it will both take and deal damage. The key here is to maximize your minion's health so it can remove the most amount of minions while staying alive. But sometimes you can use something else to remove a minion. Spells are different from minions because they do not put anything on the board. Rather, they have an immediate effect on the board. This can be dealing damage, healing yourself, and more. But there are also special types of spells called secrets. They act like trap cards in Yu-Gi-Oh, where your opponent does not know the effect of the secret until it is revealed. Once the secret is revealed, then its effect activates, and only certain classes have access to secrets. Weapons are like minions, where they have an attack stat, but instead of health, they have a durability value. Durability tells you how many times the weapon can attack before it breaks. When you play a weapon, it equips to your hero, so now your hero can attack. But be careful because you will take damage too if you attack a minion. Hero cards will replace your hero with another one, and it usually comes with a big effect. They will also replace your hero power with a new and improved one. These cards are extremely powerful and can often swing games just because of their effect. Combining these card types and using synergies between these cards is how you have the most fun in Hearthstone. This can come in the form of minion tribes and spell schools as well. On the bottom of the minions and spells, you'll see a little tag which will tell you the minion tribe or the spell school the card is in. If there's nothing there, then the card has to accept the fact that they're alone. Each tribe or spell school has different synergies and playstyles. Here's a simple explanation of all of them. Beasts usually focus on some sort of offensive playstyle, usually having high attack and focusing on hitting your opponent in the face. Demons are powerful minions, but summoning them comes at a cost. This can be in health or a lot of mana. Dragons have powerful effects. Usually dragon synergy comes from having another dragon in your hand. Elementals are minions which rely on playing an elemental the turn before for a bonus effect. Mechs like having another mech on your side of the board. If you control a mech, you'll get some sort of buff or bonus when you play another mech. Murlocs are low cost minions which like to be aggressive. One Murloc is kind of sad, but once you start piling Murlocs on the board, you can overwhelm your opponent. Nagas are minions which gain bonuses if you play spells while they're in your hand. The flip side of this is some spells gain a bonus if you play a Naga while they're in your hand. Pirates like stealing cards, buffing weapons, and attacking. They're good in aggressive decks or if you want to find some cards from your opponent's class. Quillboars aren't really relevant in Standard, they're more so used in Battlegrounds. And Totems are almost exclusive to the Shaman class. Usually, they're zero attack minions with a repeatable effect. For spell schools, the same idea applies. Each spell school has a different theme. Arcane spells have more of a magical aspect to their effects. They can do a lot of direct damage and card draw. Fel spells are the magic of demons, which will allow you to summon demons or deal some direct damage. Fire spells deal massive area of effect damage to the board along with general targeted damage as well. Frost spells are unique because they can freeze the board, meaning that whatever target they hit, they'll miss their next attack. Holy spells can heal and also buff minions. Nature spells can summon nature things like animals and also heal. Shadow spells will deal damage and maybe heal you in the process. They also have lots of effects on minions on the board and will also discover more cards for you to play with. A lot of these minion tribes and spell schools are specific to certain classes. Most of the time you can guess which classes use what spell schools and minion tribes. I think demons are in priest. Correct. But using the synergies in these card types alone are not good enough for making a good Hearthstone deck. If you really want to make the best and most fun Hearthstone decks, you're going to have to learn how to craft and play the different styles of these decks. And I go over how to do that in this video right here. Subscribe for more Hearthstone guides. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you around.